I remember coming across a phrase that I so often use now. You never know how strong you really are until being strong is the only choice that you have. When Blair was kicking inside of his mother's stomach, at that time we had what was called the Walkman. I would take the headphones and I would put them over her stomach and turn the music up with some LL Cool J or Run DMC, Public Enemy or something like that, and he would stop kicking. Blair was born June 1st, 1990. The day after the birth, I was holding Blair in my arms because Annette was asleep, and it was just us three in the room, and I picked him up and I walked him through the hall, and I says, you know, it's just, I says, man, I said, we're gonna have to stick together. I said, it's gonna be you, me, and your mom. We did everything. We went to the museums, and we went shopping, and we went to the movies. And you gotta understand, we did all that because this was our child, and this is what we wanted for him, and we were responsible. We were responsible. We were caring. We were nurturing. Everything we did for Blair, we did with intent, with serious intentions. He loved to write music. He had been recording songs since he was like 12 or 13. He would record at a basement studio, and the young man who owned the studio told me how professional and mature Blair was when he would come and lay down his tracks. He said he had to go to work, and he said he trusted Blair in the studio to shut everything down, make sure everything was checked before he left. He said he would leave him there and trust that he would lock the door behind him. He said he did it each and every time. He says it was amazing that a kid that age knew what he was doing. But see, I knew where that came from. It came from how he was raised. He was performing at the Taylor Recreational Center at a talent show here at 47th and State. And it was a talent show to see who was going to be part of the opening acts for when then Chris Brown, who was little known then, was going to come to Chicago. They had a contest, and Blair had written a song. I told you he wrote songs, rap songs and stuff, and his song at the time was Something I Bounce. That song was very popular underground, and I didn't know it was that popular, but he performed that.
I drop, I bounce, I pop, I lean, I rock, I juke, I footwork, I 40. I drop, I bounce, I pop, I lean, I rock, I juke, I footwork, I 40. I drop. Now I'm only 16 and the future is certain. I love splurging at the things that stretch like an excursion. I get it cracking, pull up my pants too, I'm so...
I kept Blair's room exactly how it was. It's kind of hard actually to come in here. When it first happened, I came in here a lot and just would lay on his bed.
Annette called me on my cell phone and told me Blair had been shot along with 4 other kids. And I was like, what? Shot? What are you talking about? Shot? And at first I was... And she says, yeah, somebody got up on the bus and shot on the bus. And the kids were taken to the hospital.
It is still so unbelievable that my baby, my good child that I raised, and I swore I could protect him from everything. I save people every day for a living. His dad is a police officer, I'm a firefighter. We do this every day and we don't think about it. But for our child to be murdered like a dog in the street, it's just something that you try to deal with every day because you couldn't protect your child. And Ronnie walked to me after they said Blair died, and he told me, I'm sorry, I couldn't save him. I was supposed to protect him. You talk about something that kills you inside. When a father says he can't protect his son and a mother can't protect her baby, it's nothing left after that. It's nothing left in you.
I think later on in the evening, the doctors kept telling, nurse came out and told us, Blair had been shot one time in the stomach area, but it had damaged some organs, and they keep giving him blood, and they keep resuscitating him, And I think the last time the actual doctor came out, the surgeon came out, took us into an inner room, and then he told us that Blair's aorta had been damaged, and the aorta is one of the main valves of the heart, and they couldn't stop the bleeding, and they tried to resuscitate him several times, and eventually his heart gave out, and the doctor pronounced his death at about 9:03 p.m. that night, and it was just sickening for us. After that, I first saw his body after he was pronounced. We were in a room, and I was just numb, and I just couldn't believe it. I was just touching his hand and all that stuff, and his arms, and rubbing his face, and trying to wipe the dried blood that was in his ear and kind of like in his nose a little bit. Really not believing what I was seeing. And his mom was just numb. She was bewildered, because he was wrapped in white sheets and white blankets, and there was a white pillow under his head, and his hair was still in braids. And I looked at him. I said, my God! I was just talking to him. Just talking to you last night. I was just talking to you 24 hours ago. I was just talking to him. I said, Annette, I was just talking to him. She said, I just dropped him off to school this morning. She said, I just dropped him off at school, and I asked him, did he need a ride home? And he said no, because he's going to just take the bus like he normally did. Blair's death had such a physical, emotional impact. My reaction was I didn't care about anything anymore, but I knew that I had to stay strong. And it was tough. I was a little stronger because I had to be. I just had to be. I had no other choice but to be strong. We went to every trial date. There was, I think the last one where the young man was pleading guilty, I think that was the one that was really painful, because they were showing the video of the bus. When I saw the video on the bus, I was just really overwhelmed with emotions. Again, it traumatized me, where my emotions were just frozen. And everything just seemed very surreal again, and I couldn't believe that I'm watching my child fight for his last breath of life, and just couldn't believe it. It was tough to watch. So
That was for me as his mom. If he was strong enough to give his life for somebody else, I was strong enough to sit there and endure what I had to see.
I choose to forget it because it's overwhelming to watch. So I don't ever want to see it again in my lifetime. The pain will always be there, but you have to turn that pain into a purpose. You have to turn that pain into a purpose. That's how we founded. We co-founded Purpose Over Pain, and it was really just born out of bereaving parents who have lost their children to gun violence, and it was several of us, and we always found ourselves at anti-gun violence rallies around the city. And Purpose Over Pain was formed because we refused to allow the death of our children to beat us down, to make us go into hiding, to make us run away. We choose not to run away.
First things first, I gotta say R.I.P. Jacoby. My condolences to his family. Rest in peace. I'll see you when I get there. It's a cold world, man. That's why I wrote this song, Real Talk. It's messed up, man. Drop that beat for me, my dude. Julio, good looking out for the beat, fam. Good looking out, brother. Got a lot to say. Express myself. Speak to me.
We people who are darker than blue, are we gonna stand around this town and let what others say come true?
man died, so did Pumpkin, so did Shrimp. And honestly, the cops did not do nothing. These murders went unsolved. I see the writing on the walls. And honestly, I miss my dogs. System is made for us to fail, and all the fair boys do is admit to what you sell, so they can give you life for one rock and have an honorary tribute to a crooked ass cop. Now tell me that ain't fair, but life is not fair. So don't do me pimpin', do your hair. Seem like after Lil Rock died, it was a chain reaction. So I can't sit back just waiting and relaxing. Tory got killed and dude from the Killer War. It's sad to say these haters will unplug your cord. Of course, we all know it's not fair game. I'm in high school, they search us like we getting on airplanes. Yeah, criminals.
We people who are
Y'all
dark,
treat us that way for, huh?
are we gonna stand around this town and let whatever say
What
come
does
true?
society come to?
We people who are darker than blue, are we gonna stand
Oh, this
around
just our own race, real talk.
whatever say
We ain't talking about the white people. Only in high school they treat us like criminals, cause everybody don't act right and get the proper minerals. I dare anyone say that I got it easy, but they lingo just slide out cause they talking greasy. I got people watching, praying that I fail. They trying to get me as a witness, I'm not gonna tell. If I see something, then it's just gonna occur. Be sure, I shall not speak one word. I see ghosts, spirits of my guardians. The hood is a jungle, so welcome to the safari, kid. I can't believe my man's gone. Boo man almost died on the exact same corner that I stand on. John got life and that's Bodine. By the time he get out, I'll be ballin' for the whole team. It's a shame half of the people I saw as a child cannot even sit and watch me grow up now. Damn.
We people who are darker than blue,
You understand the course?
are we gonna stand around this town
And live in the same country. We people. Real talk once again. R.I.P. Jacoby, R.I.P. Tory, R.I.P. Ben, Punkin, Lil Rock, everybody, anyone you lost. R.I.P. Carlos, Dave, you made it through. Good looking out, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'll see y'all when I get there.